Without Renee. Only missing Renee. Only missing Renee. They'll be on here soon enough.
The two lovely people we had with us.
Yes.
Oh well, and we had a third lovely person, but he's like not a regular.
Oh, he's
in our
sketchy.
chat.
He's sketchy at best in all capacities. His number helped get us to 50, though, right? That's what we're after.
Yep.
My iPad got kind of low. Let's see if 19% that should be fine for the show. There we are. Cesar said clothing is required. Somebody's gaming kitty's going off. Make sure everything's right. Mic test, mic test. I'm only ever the discrepancy, right?
Yeah,
Mostly.
usually.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about you guys. You gotta get back into the flow of doing things. It's like longer than intended hiatus. All right, we gotta let the other guys know.
Cool.
What is this, 298?
290.
Yeah, this is 298.
Yeah,
So we
297.
gotta let them know in 2 weeks.
298.
The end of April.
Yeah.
Ah, Renee's here. In the flesh. Welcome, Renee. He's at least retweeting our stuff.
Yeah, Renee.
Yeah, Renee's he's in town right now, so.
Yeah, I saw you got Renee hooked on Helldivers. So I saw a stream with Renee in it.
Yes. No, I think Sly bought it for her.
Oh, he spread the addiction. Oh, yeah, Sly was on that same
Hell
stream.
yeah.
My bad, Sly. He was on there too, wasn't he? Welcome, Renee. Only Renee. Gotta remember to hit record. It's like some essential things here. Ooh, I didn't want to fuck up like that time.
Two episodes ago.
I recovered one after that, right? It was 2. You're right. It was 2 episodes ago. But like fucking 6 weeks ago, it feels like. Renee's here. What's going on, Renee? Renee enjoys diving into hell. What role is he been slotting into? Support? Tank? How does he play Helldivers?
The helliest of diver.
Insta-diver? See what he says. We just need Renee on. We need like 5 minutes of Renee audio footage. Anything exciting happening outside of Video Wagos? Same shit. Start cutting grass yet, Brant?
Oh yeah.
Did my first one.
Nothing I can talk about, I guess, on the stream.
Then that too.
Although you will probably hear of my exploits soon.
Are you a legend?
My name will go down in legend.
In a good way?
In a good way.
That's what we need. Are you the blank professional of the year?
I don't know. I could be in the running. Now.
That's a joke.
I could be now.
Oh, it's great. I may have threatened friend of the show, Mermy, with the same the same nomination.
Our company will definitely appreciate the legwork I did last last
The leg
week.
work. Oh, Renee says he's been door dashing. Buish said lawnmower simulator. Buish, did you get your lawnmower started? Hey, I meant to text you the other day. Mine has like a safety feature. If you don't have the parking brake on, you can't engage anything. Maybe that's something simple you forgot. Because sometimes I'll be like, what the fuck's happening with this thing? And then it's like, I gotta put the parking brake on. Buish says you have his vote. Gamey kitty. Any more spats amongst the cats?
They've
Gotta keep them separated.
well, actually, yeah, a couple weeks ago they got weird again, but separated them for like a night and had to go get refills for those like pheromone plug-in things, and they seem fine now. So.
Man, we got 9 people in here. Our much heralded return. Y'all ready to hit the ground running? Show out for these people, our adoring fans. There's a dozen of them. All right, I hit record. We should be good. Oh, there's a gaming kitty. Snowball.
Yep.
I use context clues on that one.
Who likes to be a parrot, obviously.
Oh, Nuzzles. Nuzzle
Yep.
kitties. Did they all run to the TV when you were playing Stray? You seen those videos
No,
of like cats running?
surprisingly.
Like watching people play Stray. Did y'all get anything off of that Walmart clearance thing? That random Walmart sale? I grabbed an
I
extra
did
Star Ocean
not.
just in case somebody needed one.
Well, yes, I do. I do need one.
Let me know.
I just again, I will tell you after stream. But yes, hold on to that
Brant,
for
hold
me.
on to the cat. The cat is a hit. Keep the cat. Viewership is going up. Everyone loves the cat. Murmy says here for the cat. Buish says get out of here, Murmy. Murmy says that is a precious cat.
Snowball's awesome.
All right.
Where are you going?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 298 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and cat parroting podcast. Tonight, we're 2 away from 300 people. We gotta finish strong after our hiatus. Renee says he's a bird person in the chat, so bird people rise up. Tonight, new Xbox leaks? Question mark. Mine does not seem to be leaking anything. It's retaining all of its liquid-cooled efficiency. Star Wars Outlaws gets a release date. Fans resurrect Wii U online functionality. Why are they having to do that? We have your PlayStation Essential, Extra, and Premium games for April, as well as your April Game Pass games, in which Cesar will meticulously ASMR recite all the things coming into Game Pass, and as well as leaving Game Pass, as well as potential DLC updates or perks.
I don't know if I'll do all that.
Yeah,
Oh.
don't sign up for that shit. I'm one of your hosts for the 297th time. You guys did a solo show before. For the 297th time in this, our latest and greatest yet, 298th episode. I'm Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up? We're back,
Resident
baby.
Cat Tamer. We are back. We needed a small hiatus. I think the break was going to do us well. We have not lost viewership, it seems like. It seems like we have gained viewership. Abstinence makes the heart grow fonder. Isn't that the right term?
Sure.
Something like that.
It's close. That'll do. It's a synonym. That other voice you hear is, of course, our resident page master, lore master, and Brant, what did you coin him previously in the chat?
Economic lore master.
So that's what's breaking down some exchange rate stuff for us. He's also very proficient at time zones. Have we gotten there with time zones?
I just know Japan's 13 hours ahead of us. It's already 9 a.m.
Holy shit. Oh, that's why all the April Fool's stuff and everything was coming through.
I had to suffer 2 days.
You got the Japanese rounds and the U.S. stuff.
And then I had to do the U.S. one. I was like, this shit never ends, man.
I hate this day. That voice you hear is, of course, Cesar Concepcion II. Welcome, sir. We're all here. I'm ready to talk games with my friends. It's been too long. It's going to be mostly news. I still have played a bare minimum of games. I've dabbled. I'm good at dabbling, right? A little bit here, a little bit there. I'm a game dabbler. You're the world's, the Southeast premier video game dabbling podcast. Tonight, new Xbox leaks. What is that? And this is, Brant, did you officially do like a good conglomeration of 3 weeks of news?
Yeah. I mean, some of the bigger stories.
We do thank everybody for kind of letting us chill, and but everyone did check in on us. But it was nice to have a brief hiatus from recording and editing and all the things that go into podcasting. It's not as effortless as we make it appear. Every week in and week out, every week. But this is from Tom Ivan, VideoGamesChronicle.com, on March 27th of this year, before Cesar's double April Fool's Days that he experienced across the world. Mm-hmm. Images of a white all-digital Xbox Series X console have reportedly leaked. The console will launch this summer, it's claimed. Images showed a white all-digital Series X. It is exactly what you think it looks like. It has an expansion port in the back. It has no disk drive. It is white instead of... It looks like the... y'all remember the Starfield wrap that they came out with for the Series X? It looks like that without all the cool Starfield stuff. Have there been any more of those wraps? It seemed like a cool thing, like the faceplates back in the day.
They made a couple. I wanted to say like they made like a camo or something like that, and it was just
a lot of camo based one, like Brant said.
Yeah. Why do people still go for the camo? Remember all the PS3 controllers that were like red active camo, green active camo, hunter camo. You remember the console skins, like the little graphics people? We sold them at our store. Cesar, I'm sure you had them. It'd be like Twilight Princess for your GameCube, and you would pull off this marshmallowy, like it had a texture to it, and you would put that on your GameCube, and it's like, look, I have a Twilight Princess GameCube, and it would be images like hugging around the fans and the disk drive on the top and stuff. I think the GTA ones too for the PS2, but I remember people trading them in. It's like, yes, thank you. I have to take all this stuff off of here now. Nobody's buying a skin. But I think we kept it on there unless it wouldn't sell. Like, is anybody interested in the Smash Brothers skin that somebody put on this GameCube? Xputer reported last month Microsoft was planning to launch a white all-digital Series X console this summer. It's claimed the console will include a few upgraded components, such as an improved heatsink, but that elsewhere there will be no major enhancements. Then, of course, they also mentioned that Project Brooklyn thing that we've seen, that like Amazon Echo-looking device. Mm-hmm. We still think that's legit. Legal documents leaked last September potentially laid bare key elements of Microsoft's gaming strategy for years to come, including plans to launch a redesigned, adorably all-digital Series X, codenamed Brooklyn. November 2024 and a $499 price point. Are they just going all digital with two different models, maybe?
Yeah. See, to go along with this, we also did have something else pop up at the same time where... or around the same time, where Xbox president Sarah Bond it came out that she had actually set up a dedicated team to go forward with just game preservation.
Yeah, I saw that bit.
But it's literally, I'm trying to see exactly where it was in the footnotes here.
It was essentially an announcement, right? Not any sort of definitive.
Yeah. The dedicated team to future-proof our digital Xbox games libraries across future hardware, and of course they want to make the next Xbox the biggest technical leap ever in a generation. I mean, that seems like every time they go to a new generation, that's what everybody talks about.
Remember, the Scorpio was the greatest console, most powerful console ever created, right? For all of... How long was the Scorpio out between that and the Series console? It was 3 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good
2017, bit. Yeah, that was actually decent. And those half steps were, I think, more essential last generation, like we've discussed here and there. I still don't think we're seeing the fruits of the full potential of these consoles still. Speculative. Anything else with that story? The Series X, the digital Series X. It's going to get more confusing if you have these things out there, right? Are they still selling the disc one?
They're fire selling those things.
Yeah.
They weren't selling it like $329, right? And then I see the Microsoft refurbs are like $309 online some places.
It's refurbed by Microsoft, so
they are,
decent.
Yeah. One was like $200 somewhere, and I tried to get that one, but it was out of my cart by the time I got around to it. I was like, I don't know, another Xbox in another room. Couldn't hurt, right?
For that price, I wouldn't blame.
Yeah, that's not bad with a digital library and stuff. And I kind of have faith in them because those digital licenses have transferred forward with their backwards compatibility program, and I would love to see what Brant mentioned Sarah Bond was talking about with the preservation stuff. Like, even if that's off the platform, because, their push has kind of been like, you don't have to play Xbox on Xbox. Like, what does that look like outside of being on that ecosystem and on this new white Xbox Series X, right? Can we play those licenses somewhere else? Would be awesome. Because you still can't. That's coming in a future update where you can play your purchases via xCloud. You can't currently do that. It's only Xbox games. Mermy saying, does this podcast even want to discuss all digital? I thought we were against digital media. We are, for the sake of the entire audience.
To a certain extent.
What's that?
It's against it to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I'm against the all digital future for sure, but
right. But on the other side of that, I guess, if they like a Splinter Cell or Panzer Dragoon Orta, we always bring up, if you're going to add 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second and auto HDR and digital license is like $6 and I don't have to have a disc to pop in, you're giving a value proposition to the consumer that's not solely just a digital thing that you could also get physically somewhere else. Oh, we could do that soapbox forever and ever and ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're about to talk Ubisoft, and I mean, this was another point I wanted to bring up, and it kind of leads into that dystopian all digital future that we have, where they recently took the crew offline, and now they have completely revoked people's licenses that paid full money for the game, all DLC, they said, oh, you paid us for it, you don't own it, whatever.
Did you see that somebody went up against like the Sony store help or whatever and got the $90 SKU like returned back to them? I think it was somebody on Reddit was like, hey, you took this from me, I don't have any access to it, and they had bought like the deluxe launch edition with a bunch of cars and a whole bunch of stuff, and they got $90 back in their wallet, but that experience is gone forever. So you can't play that offline either? Not even with a physical copy of the game?
No, instead of updating it and, making some kind of sandbox mode to where you could at least drive around or do something with the pieces you had purchased, they just decided it was cheaper to shut down the servers completely. So.
Shut them all down.
So a copy of the Cruise, essentially Warhawk right
Coaster.
now. I don't know, because there's ways to play Warhawk online.
Babylon's Fall.
Yeah, Babylon's Fall. The one that I got my neighbor to purchase. we never all played it. I think you guys put like an hour in there, didn't you? Cesar played a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I did.
Babylon's Fall. The PS5 killer app at launch. PS5 launch exclusive. Speaking of our all digital future, I have moved to downloading explicitly from the Internet Archive, right? After my last cease and desist letter. Guess what I received this week as well? And I'm not using a torrent site. I'm using Internet Archive. Are they watching that for some reason? I mean, you would think the stuff on there would have been DMCA'd from that source and not looking at me on my ISP. Did they just see, like, me downloading a couple things?
I don't know. Possibly.
They don't give you any details. Like, I remember specifically when I...
That's stupid. It doesn't tell you, like, you legally downloaded this thing.
Right, when I downloaded the Blu-ray rip of Star Trek in, like, 2012, AT&T said Paramount had said something to them. So I had a specific thing that I knew that I did wrong. But I'm not getting anything. It's just like...
Line them up on the wall.
So, but the warning is, like, they're not even entertaining, though. It's just a generic thing. And it's not even accusing me. It's like someone in your household is definitely using is definitely using this ISP.
This IP's been legally downloading possibly copyrighted material.
I should find it, read it for y'all. But when I see it, I'm like, what the hell? I haven't. No, what? This stuff is on Internet Archive. I've gotten away. I learned my lesson with the pirate dipping back onto the ocean. I'm not doing it anymore. I promise. I'm legit. I'm using Internet Archive. They didn't buy it.
Didn't you get a cease and desist for downloading Pitch Perfect at one point?
Was it? I think it was Pitch Perfect as well.
Because I remember, I think you were upset about it. Because like, damn it, you're gonna get me on the movie. Give me at least.
Yeah, it wasn't even me. It wasn't even something like Star Trek. I was like, okay, I want to see Star Trek. I don't want to buy it yet. But Pitch Perfect was for somebody else. I was like, what the fuck? Damn it. Why did I go down like this? It's the cowards.
Yeah, take it down.
Yeah, it's the coward's arrest. I've still only ever gotten warnings. I've never gotten like any sort of litigation. I mean, I don't want it to get to that point, but it would be nice if they were at least a little bit more descriptive of.
I mean, they're broad because they don't have anything on you other than like, oh, he's downloading this MP4.
Yes, we see this traffic. Or they're FLAC files. So I bought a FLAC player. I told you guys about it.
Yeah.
And so.
Are you still downloading FLAC files from the Internet Archive?
Yes.
Archive?
Yes.
Archive?
Because that is a great source for FLAC libraries of certain things. And if it comes to it, I've got the discs for these. I'm just not ripping them myself in FLAC format. But the F-Zero soundtrack in FLAC format, is that what pinged my... Are they coming after me for a almost 40-year-old?
It
is fucking
Nintendo ninjas, man.
30 years old.
It's fucking Nintendo.
They will find you.
Damn it. Can't have anything nice. That FLAC player is great, though. I do love it. And I just ordered
go
ahead.
You get you a VPN, buddy.
I know, that's what you keep saying, and that is the solution.
As I gather all my files from the Philippines, they'll never catch me.
Yeah.
I'm the gingerbread man.
The Filipino gingerbread man. I'm the lumpia of gingerbread. Hey man, lumpia is good stuff.
Oh.
You ever had?
It is good shit. It's good shit.
I had some of that recently, and neighbor of mine is Filipino and makes those, and they're out of this world. It's like an egg roll, like a spring roll.
Damn delicious. Yeah.
Next up in news, Star Wars Outlaws gets new story trailer and release date as pre-orders go live. Yes, pre-order this digital game for
Richard,
August 30th, 2024.
I beg of you to just read that first comment all the way down the bottom.
Just skip the news article and go straight to the comment.
Straight to the first comment.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. My mind's telling me Ubisoft, but my body telling me yes.
That's pretty damn good.
Not bad at all. I'm sorry, Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars. Todd Howard has left the chat. Woke. The community manager also seems to have a problem with certain skin tones and gender. That's a quote from Really Raw Gaming. Thank you, Really Raw Gaming, for these exclamations of fury.
They go raw.
Chronicle.com story. Following a recent leak, the trailer confirms the game will be released on August 30th, 2024 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. However, players who purchase the game's newly revealed Gold or Ultimate Editions, this is the most Ubisoft story I've ever read. And we've done this for what?
How
past 8 years?
How many fucking years did we pull up the fucking graph and like what fucking should you get on that thing, right? We do this every time a Ubisoft game comes out. It's like, all right, it's like 8 columns. And there's eight different digital versions and like 3 different physical
6
ones.
skins, a ship, unlockable character, the blaster weapon.
The only thing is the season pass comes with these other versions, which locks the
Brand, are we breaking this down?
Jabba the Hutt mission or whatever they were talking about. Like they've been showing off a lot. So, which I have the breakdowns. You have the vanilla $70 version. You have the $110 gold edition, which includes the base game, season pass, 3 days early access on August 27, which let's just say August 27 is the actual release date, so you're paying to play on the actual release date. And then the $130 Ultimate Edition, which includes all of the gold edition content plus Sabak Shark Bundle, Rogue Infiltrator bundle and
watch,
digital art book.
watch your language, man. It's a children's show.
Digital. Keep your sabak to yourself.
Yeah, damn.
Sabak Shark is like the shark bundles they always sell with GTA. Is that what they're like? Hey guys, we need this thing to sell. Make a shark bundle out of it. Shark card.
Yep.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm like, what? What am I buying?
Wasn't it cheaper at one point to buy GTA 5 with the shark card bundle than it was like the? That's how they were selling all those.
Yeah. Trying to get you on that online mode. Yeah.
And the physical version of this game is like the Halo Infinite physical version that I have, where majority of the game you have to download. So don't even bother, physical collectors.
I've given up on the physical for Activision and Ubisoft at this point. So
I played some. I mean, I know it's like not like the latest version on it and all that, but I played some Assassin's Creed Mirage that I'll touch on, and that was nice having a disc and just popping that in, but. Yeah. Only because I haven't seen the digital copy. It always goes back to this argument, right? I haven't seen the digital copy for the price that I was able to get a physical one. Same thing with that Avatar game. When that Avatar game drops, my kids are pumped about that. They want to see some streamer they watch has played that Avatar game recently, and they want to play that Avatar game so bad. It might have to get it. Might have to get it early for them. It's been what, 25, 30?
Maybe, I don't know.
Not watching it.
At this point, I just buy them like EA games, and they're like digital for like $8. So.
Yeah, because they have kind of spun through that cycle, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
I got that Immortals of Avium for $8 when it was making the rounds on there.
I'll wait and I'll buy it then.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anything more on the Star Wars Outlaws? This game looks good. I don't know if it's like day one for me. I've kind of me and Star Wars haven't really been high and tight for a while. I did see this takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so at least I'm not having to... Like, I don't know what happens in 7, 8, and 9. I didn't watch any of those. So I'm not having to catch up with, like, continuing Skywalker saga and stuff. It looks good, though. And it's massive. Russell's, friend of the show, Russell's Division studio. Did they leave Division? I'm sorry, Brant.
No, you're good.
Wasn't there like an online, like a free-to-play Division coming, or?
I mean, they announced Division 3, and then they were doing like that mobile app.
I was about to say, I remember the mobile game.
Because the mobile, like when I looked at the trailer and stuff, I was like, oh, this looks like a legit console experience.
Don't fall for it. We do it every time.
Russell loved the Division, man. All over some Division.
Long Division.
Long Division. That was the name of an episode, I think, years ago. Brant was there. Brant's like, I was a listener. I had not been demoted to participant yet.
But other than this, Ubisoft had another game that leaked, and then they just went ahead and dropped the trailer for, which was their collaboration with Evil Empire to make the Rogue Prince of Persia, which is coming out, or it's going into early access May 14th. And this is the creators of Dead Cells. And this is the roguelike Prince of Persia type game.
With another new art style for the Prince.
Yeah. I'd say it's completely different art style. It actually looks pretty damn cool. The trailer that they showed off. So
it's a Brant game. And the last one was a Brant game. I bought that one too. I need to buy that one. Man.
Yeah, I played that demo and haven't gone to the main game yet.
Cesar, did you finish that one? I know you were fighting you were towards the end at one point.
I beat the game.
Finished it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he
thought
beat
so.
it.
I just couldn't remember exactly.
That was like the first game I beat this year.
Yours started off.
Then I got off track and beat Wild Arms for some reason.
That's a good track to go off on.
Yeah,
for the second time.
We started hell diving.
Yeah, I haven't done any Warzone since. I was ready for Warzone Saturday night. I was busy grinding in Grandia. I missed the text. I was like, oh God.
I think I fell asleep. I don't know if Buish was on or not.
I checked the Xbox. I never saw Buish on there unless he's hiding to shame.
He might be hiding.
Yeah.
Renee says in the chat, EA disappointed me with Dead Space 2 remake. I mean, there was smoke for that, but was there ever a fire? There was like conflicting reports back and forth about whether that was actually a thing or not.
Yeah.
The first one did well, right?
No,
It did not.
Not to their standards.
It apparently did not perform as well, so they immediately moved to that Iron Man project, and they hadn't even gone back or revisited the whole Dead Space talk. It hadn't even really been thought about, just because of the performance of the first remake.
And I think they said they were looking at making a new Dead Space before they were making a remake of 2, right?
Yeah,
that was the rumor.
Okay. Kind of like a Coalition or 343 did, like a remake first to get their feet wet, and then kind of spin up their own thing.
So that's why a lot of people didn't say that that Dead Space 2 remake held water, because they said they were looking at a new entry versus doing another remake.
Maybe these sort of things where you have these universally, like, critically acclaimed releases that don't meet expectations. I remember, was it IDOS back in the day? Like, Sleeping Dogs didn't meet our expectations. Tomb Raider sold great, but not where we wanted it to. It's
that was Square Enix.
It was the Square Enix versions. Yeah, that's right.
They're like, I mean, they sell like 6 million copies of Tomb Raider. I was like, damn, how many you want to sell? 20, 25?
Yeah, and I'm reading the same thing about the new Final Fantasy Rebirth. It's like, that's all everybody's talking about on PS5 for like the past month. What else? Hopefully this is the catalyst that causes some of this to blow up and break some of this stuff down, and you don't have these crazy long cycles.
Yeah, because I think what the estimate was like 2.2 million with the demo. I guess it was like 2 million copies, and it's like that sold almost as much as Dragon's Dogma, which was spread out between 3 platforms. So I think they're like, oh, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth flopped.
Well,
I was like, damn. It's like, shit.
What's the pivot? Do you think they're going to look at like moving it to PC quicker than they did the first one potentially, or like they've been doing with some of that cadence?
I think they just did a reorg at Square Enix, so I think somebody had mentioned they're probably going to go the Capcom route. I think so, where they're just going to make PC the main platform and then spread everything out from there. So I think that's probably the smart thing to do. So I mean, they're probably going to require more money for their exclusives from now on, since they're not hitting like they used to. So whether or not Sony or Microsoft will pay for it will be the difference.
Are you talking about development costs to the publisher or development costs to the consumer potentially?
I think just whatever. I think Sony's is usually marketing and some development help. So I think they're probably going to ask for more now if they're not exceeding expectations and they're holding their money had in those games for long periods of time. So, but I do see them coming out and saying that they're just going to be like Capcom, where they like their main platform is PC, and then they just port from there. So they're always going to develop for PC first and then spread it out after that. So
I'm actually more excited. If you guys remember earlier in the year, Sony was kind of saying that there's no like huge first party releases after, what was it? Or there's no more for the rest of the year. So they've been getting filled in with these titles.
No sequels. Is what
like tentpole sequels, yeah. But I mean, we've gotten Helldivers.
There could be some new IPs. Yeah. So, but you never know.
I mean, Helldivers has taken over that space. We're enjoying a bunch of these $40 type games. Like, it doesn't. The value is not in the $70 game. You're getting great experiences out of these smaller price ones. And I want to use Prince of Persia as an example, but Cesar, you said that one didn't meet expectations either.
I mean, I don't know what Ubisoft's expectations are. So
yeah, also true. Was there a gold edition, ultimate edition, all that of Prince of Persia? It was just
I believe so.
Really?
I
thought that one just got a release.
I don't think it was as many, man. I think because they never had the season pass or the DLC path they had until after launch. Where like, oh, you get the extra story bit.
You couldn't get that ahead of time.
End of the year, yeah, it wasn't. I mean, that was all kind of done.
Did they say if
after the fact?
They say if that was paid DLC or a free update that's going to come with all that stuff?
Some of it was free. I think that's Final Story's paid though. I think they clarified on their little pathway or whatever it's called. What was paid, what was free. I think there's a lot of the free updates is like cosmetics or like extra levels or new this. So
maybe like here's what we would have done with the sequel, but we might be better to just spin this off into DLC at the end of the year, depending on sales.
Sure. I mean, at this point, since Gearbox got bought by 2K, you have a better chance of getting Brothers in Arms at 2K now than you would at Ubisoft. So
I'm not opposed to that.
Hey, 2K owns Brothers in Arms, and that was part of the deal. So.
I recently purchased Brothers in Arms for Xbox because it was like $2.99. I was like, sure, why would I not get that license?
There's one resident Brothers in Arms fan in this podcast.
That's a good ass series.
We know who it
it's
is.
a good ass series.
Yeah.
All right, moving along from Star Wars Outlaws and our usual physical digital rant, we pivot straight into Wii U online functionality. I saw a little bit on this one, not a whole lot. Does somebody want to cover Pretendo?
I got it.
You want to Pretendo? You know what you're talking about in this article?
I know exactly what
you're
I'm talking about.
I would be Pretendoing.
So Nintendo did shut down the 3DS and Wii U online functionality for online games about a week ago, I guess. A little bit more than it was last Monday, actually.
Which was like Splatoon, Mario Kart,
Mario Maker,
Mario Kart for
Smash Brothers,
3DS, yeah, Smash Brothers, Devil's Third.
So there already was this fan-made, fan-run servers called Pretendo, kind of like your what's the Xbox one that you signed up
Insignia.
for, and
like a reverse engineered,
there we go.
Privately run servers, yeah.
Yes. The thing is, with Pretendo, you have to homebrew either your Wii U or 3DS console. But after they officially shut down the Nintendo networks, the Pretendo team released a exploit that allows you to reconnect without putting homebrew on your Wii U.
Awesome. It was like immediately too. As soon as the online functionality shut down, that's all I saw was Pretendo stories. I was like, hell yeah, people are doing the Lord's work.
They were waiting for this day. Yeah, they were waiting for this day.
Man, when I discovered years ago that I could play Warhawk again, like they were, super sweaty people on there. It's only like the elite of the elite playing Warhawk, but it was still like that was back online. It was resurrected all of a sudden. I need to get dip back into Insignia stuff. They added 25 to life today. Like, what was 25 to life's online component on the original Xbox? But you could do it.
So this exploit, they did say that they knew about it for a while. They just held on to it. That way, hopefully Nintendo wouldn't patch it out. They're calling it the SSSL exploit. And it's available for Wii U versions firmware 5.5.5 or higher. Certain apps that use their own SSL liberties are not supported, such as YouTube, the Wii U, the Wii U version of Watch Dogs.
Oh God, no! I was in until you took away my online watchdogage.
But you can visit the if you are interested in looking and or doing this exploit, you can either search Pretendo or go to their homepage.
We just all mod our Wii U's and build Super Wii U's one day.
The only thing with the shuttering of the online support is a lot of people noticed for Smash Brothers, because the DLC, you have to actually go in the game and connect to those servers. People cannot re-download their DLC because it doesn't go through the eShop. It goes through the Smash Brothers servers. So I don't know if this would fix that since they're fan-run servers, but I don't know.
They've released hot patches before, like on their own, like Skyward Sword. Like on my Wii, I have a Skyward Sword update patch channel thing that stops that like game ending glitch. And you think they would put out these DLC packs that you can reach, or they just don't? How far did that Wii U Smash Brothers DLC get you? Nowhere near Ultimates, right?
No, but they added
Sephiroth and all that. They're not in the Wii U one.
Gosh,
right?
No, it was like Cloud, Bayonetta.
Did Richter come to, or Simon, whichever Belmont was in there?
I'm trying to remember. There was a lot of people, but I mean, it was what was it? Mewtwo. Those are three right off the bat that I can quote
So
you.
it
I
did
do
get some
not know
DLC.
any of the rest of them. Yeah, they had DLC for those. So, and then they had several different costumes and things for like the Mii fighters and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there's any of that you paid for, you at the moment can't go down to your
Sucks.
Wii U or 3DS and re-download them. So
The nightmarish future. Till somebody sets up. Is that DLC on Pretendo? They'd probably come after him if that stuff was.
yeah, that's why. Heck, just mod the system anyway.
Put whatever
Screw it.
build on there you want to. It's dead. They're not supporting it. They're not supporting you and your purchases. Go get a cease and desist from Spectrum, regardless of the content. Man, there's no telling what I'm getting it for, so shit. Start going to town. Download some GameCube games. All that stuff is on the Internet Archive.
I guess we can move on to
Next up,
the PlayStation Plus monthly. This is the essential tier.
Yeah.
which I dropped down
so
to. I don't
for
know if we ever talked about it on the show.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
you clarified it because you said you're waiting for Days
Yeah,
of Play.
so you convinced me with the Days of Play thing, and there's not been anything on extra that I've had to have.
I mean, sadly, this month of extra is the one with at least 3 new games. But that's it. Sadly, there's no guarantee what happened again.
Is there a chance I
I don't know
have
if
these
people-
already on some other format?
No, these are Dane.
Oh, brand new
released. These are
games.
Brand new games.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, those are next. I'm sorry, I was scrolling through this article.
Except for Dave the Diver, and you can get that on the Switch.
So for your essential tier games, we have Immortals of Avium for PS5, Minecraft Legends for PS4, PS5, and Skull the Hero Slayer for PS4. There's also looks like some costume bonuses for Overwatch 2.
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't know it was coming out. Yeah.
What are they doing with Overwatch?
Sure.
Brant, what's our Overwatch update?
I haven't played it, and I can't tell you how long.
Because I know they unlocked you don't have to do the whole grinding to get people. Like, you can get people right off the
Really?
bat now.
Yeah, they fixed that mistake since they were bleeding out players.
Well, they also, I think, killed the PvE that was promised forever ago.
Yeah.
The story mode or whatever.
But that's like what we were playing in, like the Dr. Frankenstein content and all that, right? Wasn't that was PvE co-op?
Yeah.
So they're not doing stuff like that, is what you're saying. They're not doing those little daily or weekly challenge or updates.
Well, there was supposed to be a completely like its own mode. That was the whole. When they initially announced Overwatch 2, first of all, it was going to be, oh yeah, you could still play Overwatch 1 and do this and do that and still get the maps and whatnot. But the new characters, I think we're mainly going to be in 2, as well as this new, a couple different new game types. And that just kind of all fizzled out, including like a story mode and PvE.
Is it not making money? Is that why they're peeling back on that?
I don't know.
Is it on Game Pass yet?
Could not tell you.
I mean, it's free to play, right?
It's free to play.
But it's not like there's no Game Pass boost. Like, play here and get 80 Overwatch dollars or whatever it is. There's no sort of incentive. I kind of feel like it's fallen into the Halo Infinite Master Chief Collection. Like, we don't know how to monetize that thing that you've heard from those studios. More so Master Chief Collection than Infinite. I think Infinite's pretty healthy still. See when Renee wants to get back on some Halo. No comment. No comment from Renee in the chat. Is that it for the PlayStation stuff?
Yeah, you move on to the extra and the premium
games. What do we got?
So in the extra tier, coming actually next month, May 9th, this is Animal Well.
I like it. It's a kangaroo on there.
For PS5. That's a brand new game. Tales of Kenzara Zao for PS5. That is coming the April the 23rd. Dave the Diver for PS4, PS5, available now. Oddballers for PS4. Construction Simulator for PS4, PS5. The Crew 2. So, all of you that lost your digital purchase of the original
Play this
Crew,
one. Everything's fine. It'll be okay.
here you
Don't
go.
worry.
Crew 2, baby.
Buy some new tracks, please, while you're here.
Raja, an Ancient Epic for PS4, PS5. Lego Ninjago movie video game for PS4.
Raji, I remember this. I remember seeing a bunch of this. These clips look great. So that's why I got excited about Lego Ninjago.
Yeah. Even though they gave it to all of us for free for when COVID started.
Then we have Nor Play With Your Food for PS4, PS5.
That looks like a Katamari developer type game.
Deliver Us Mars, PS4, PS5.
You wanted to say Deliver Us from Mars, right?
I did.
You wanted to say
Deliver Us from Mars? Deliver Us from evil Mars. Following up on Deliver Us the Moon, I remember at least seeing or hearing about that one.
Except it's not Mars, the planet. It's like Mars, the candy company. So you have like M&Ms and Snickers and whatever else.
It's the horror version of Willy Wonka. I don't want this fucking golden ticket. Take this shit.
The candy's hunting you down.
Everybody's just sleeping in their beds
with the grandparents.
Going around the factory.
Grandparents are ass to chin in the bed.
That's all I remember from that fucking movie, man.
They're just laying like this. If they can't walk, they just go into the bathroom in the bed. They just have troughs, I guess, in the bathroom. This dark
laundry day's a hell of a day. Continuing Lego Marvel's Avengers for PS4.
There's a bunch of games.
Miasma Chronicles for PS5. Stray Blade for PS5. And then we come to the classic titles. We have Alone in the
constantly disappointed.
Alone in the Dark, the New Nightmare,
These are
original PlayStation.
Games.
Yeah, for PS4, PS5. Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, The Hidden Empire, PS4, PS5, and the original Medieval for PS4, PS5. These are all PlayStation 1 titles that have been brought up to play on your console with, I think, at least a couple of them have trophy support.
I mean, holy shit! Just give us a second.
Never. It never comes to anything, does it?
Did the PSP one, was that a duology?
No,
or was that
mostly
still the
the
PSP
first
one, still
game.
the first fucking game? Gosh, dang it.
I have a physical copy of all three of these premium games. I'm not out anything this time.
Every time I see that shit, it's like, give me the fucking second game.
Here's something I encountered. Maybe you guys can get around that. Yes, we need Medieval 2 on something. I don't think I own that one physically. That one was the more expensive one for years, and I think it's still the more expensive one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is still. Yes.
And Other Ocean, I think, didn't recoup their losses on the first one, that first remake. So I don't think there's going to be a Medieval 2 remake. I day one to that Medieval remake.
Well, I mean, there's the original, there's the remake, and isn't there a version for the PSP as well?
Yeah, that's when he was talking about. Yeah, Resurrection. It's mostly just the first one. It may have.
Yeah. So.
I couldn't remember if it was a 1 and 2.
If I remember right, it may have some levels from the second one, but it's basically just a retelling of that same first story.
Yeah. So there's like 3 different versions of the first one. So.
And nothing from 2.
And we're gonna get the fucking PSP version later on down the road.
Oh yeah, they will.
So. Enjoy. Here's your fucking PS.
Couple months later.
You love Medieval, the same game. I mean, I love seeing that guy die over and over in the very beginning, but give me the second game in some format. Oh, Brand still got a sealed one from Walmart. It's a good game, man. It's a lot of fun. It was a beautiful remake too. Oof. It's exactly what we wanted from that remake. I saw a thing on Reddit recently, like the first Sir Daniel Fortescue, his head was like 4,000 polygons, and the PS4 one was like 40,000 or something. Like, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Was he in PlayStation All Stars, the battle royale? Was he a playable character?
Let's go to our expert over here, Brant.
Surprisingly, I don't believe so.
Really?
Brant, free copy of
close. We know it's
there
close.
was
Brant's like, which one? Vita.
There
or
was
PS3?
Brant, fuck, get the All Stars collection. Stop fucking around.
The chat needs answers. The chat's just being so sorry.
I know that they had a level that was medieval themed, but I don't think he was ever a playable character, like even for DLC.
What was the DLC on that game? Is that accessible still?
Yeah, because that's PS3 store. So, but technically the game, the servers are offline, so you can only play offline stuff, and
which was the main appeal, anyways, right?
Yeah,
couch co-op.
Yeah, I mean, as we all open up our copy of Nier and try to figure out what the fuck that does.
What's wrong with Nier?
Wasn't that the stupid app on PlayStation?
Oh, Nier that way. I'm thinking like the Yoko Toro series.
Not that. No, not Nier with the I.
Yeah.
The Nier with the
Yes, the EA Nier. It's in the game.
Yeah, EA.
No,
Nier.
he was.
Oh, we have a winner.
No, okay, so yeah, he definitely was a playable character. I just don't remember him.
He's that unmemorable. Yeah.
Is that forgettable? Brent never selected him. He always kept. I mean,
that's kind of the theme of the game. He's like this forgotten hero because he got murdered right off the rip. He took an arrow to the face. Oh, the game has so much charm. God, I miss that PlayStation era. I've enjoyed all eras of PlayStation. I'm not gonna be like pining for the good old days, but there were some like Japan Studio and all that adventurous type stuff back then. Hey, I know it's not in news. Did y'all see Gio Corsi's coming back to Nintendo as like third-party ambassador?
Yeah.
Yep. And I was reading that one of his big things at Sony was the Yakuza games. That was his push to bring those to the West. So all those years ago, we wouldn't even have had this. Like, I think it reinvented itself, right? Like, I think it found a new fan base, but you still would not have had those like PS2 and then PS3 games if it weren't for his push. I think that's awesome. He always wore the hockey jersey, right? When he was out on stage and stuff. I missed that era of
like
Sony.
Canuck fan or something like that? What it was? Was it Canuck fan? I can't remember what it was.
Might have been.
There's one particular team he was a big fan of.
Which would put him near Redmond, I guess.
So.
If he's he could still play some hockey up there. All right, last but not least, are we almost at the end?
Last story.
We're almost gonna get our copy of Hermie Hopperhead.
Oh my God, Cesar, if you get Hermie Hopperhead, I will upgrade to premium the day that Hermie Hopperhead is announced. It's mark it down. Man, it's funny because every time I'm shopping for something on the store, this is what I wanted to segue into. It reminds me that I can upgrade to extra everywhere. It's like, hey, you can play this with extra. Here's your prorated amount. It's $11 for the next 2 months, and then $39.99 after that. Like, it's constantly throwing that back at me. But I saw that Final Fantasy VII Integrate, like the full one for PS5, with everything. The digital SKU is like $15, right? Right now, it's on sale. I have no way of navigating. I tried browser. I tried on the PlayStation. I tried my phone. I tried the app. I don't have any route to go in there and just flat out purchase that digital license. It says that I already own another version, so I have the PS4 version, and I've downloaded the PS5 version on Extra before. Maybe I need to delete that download. But it's crazy, because the physical copy of that game's like $150 on eBay. I don't know if y'all been tracking that one. For some reason, it is unbelievably expensive. It went crazy. And so I'm like, well, if it's going to act stupid like that, I'll buy the digital one, and I'll leave mine sealed, because I never opened mine.
whatever reason.
I don't understand that. And I feel like I saw them everywhere. And then when I said that and started looking for them, they aren't anywhere. So here's this highly anticipated sequel that everybody's craving for PS5 and apparently is underperforming. But you can't get a physical copy of the first one anywhere. Except for eBay paying double the amount that it was. And to my knowledge, the DLC is a voucher, right? It's not even on the disc. The Yuffie DLC is a code in the box. Yeah, so you're just you're getting the PS5, I guess. I don't know. But I wanted to go in there. I wanted to support that version and have that digital license, and then I can just always have it on my PlayStation for the Portal, and that like it fit the way I'm playing PlayStation right now, right? And I can't do it. It's like upgrade with extra to play this game. I'm like, I'm not doing that right now. I want to buy the game. Let me buy a digital copy. It won't do it. So I wonder if you guys had encountered something like that and if it had balked at you.
It would rather me just pay more money. Like, you may own a version of this. Continue to keep paying for this more expensive one.
I'm displeased. Just let me buy it. Could y'all check if you get time? You can't gift games like you can on Steam on PlayStation, can you?
No. I don't believe so.
I would pay you for a copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake on Tuesday for a digital copy.
I knew you were going there.
I'm the wimpy of PSN game sales.
I'll pay you next Friday for a copy of.
What was his gag that he would never pay, or just that it was always this delayed investment in?
It was always a delayed to like the following week or the end of the week.
And his hamburgers, right? Yeah, I remembered his hamburgers too.
Yeah.
That deep Popeyes lore. Come for the video game news and what we've been playing and our hijinks and maybe some anime sprinkled in. Stay for the deep Popeyes lore. Hey, Popeyes is famous in video game annals. Shigeru Miyamoto, one of his first titles. All right, we've come to it. Do we want to sprint through this, or are we going to take our time?
Sprint.
Oh, Masters.
Mad Dash.
Coming to Xbox Game Pass. This news came out April 2nd. I believe most of this stuff should be out. Super Hot, Mind Control Delete. I feel like we mention that on one platform or the other every single week. Coming soon, Lego 2K Drive. That one was real microtransaction heavy, right? I wonder what that actually gets you, this version.
It's like 85 season passes.
And currencies. I remember... so the podcast I listened to, guy was talking about all the currencies involved with it. It sounded madness. Little Gator game comes to cloud, console, and PC. I think this was kind of a surprise hit.
Man, it's right fucking there. Just got to call it Croc.
Oh, Brand, how do we feel? So. Is Croc your Little Gator game? Or is that your Big Gator game?
Croc. It's the only Gator for me.
EA Sports PGA Tour. Road to the Masters. April 4th. That was right before the big golf course this past weekend. Big golf tournament this past weekend. Did anybody watch the Masters? God. I know Brent's not a big sports fan. It's fun to me. This is a huge. It
was on the TV. So
this is a huge golf tournament, and it's in Georgia, where we are. If you're watching from outside the state, but it's always cool to me to like watch. I'm watching them compete, and then like the birds and stuff that they hear. It's only 2 hours away, Augusta, from us, roughly 2 to 3 hours. So like the birds that they're hearing, I'll have outside. The flowers, same flowers that are in bloom at the tournament is, I also have at my house, and it's just there's some cool correlations. It's a very Georgia experience, and it's fun to watch. A lot of history and tradition and things like that.
We had bad storms. They got delayed.
Yes. You know exactly what's happening. It's like the Braves game when the Braves are at home and you see storm roll through and it's like, I don't know about this one. That thing might be getting rained out. Kona. I know a bit about that. Cloud and console. Another game is making a return to the Game Pass library. A strange blizzard ravages Atomapek Lake. I don't know. Botany Manor. Cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. April 9th. What is that? Explore the historic manor home of retired botanist Arabella Green, who has amassed a collection of rare, long-forgotten flora that require special conditions to help them bloom. Unlock new seeds, look for clues in the items scattered around the residence, and solve each gardening puzzle to revive these plants. No, that does not sound like a good time. That starts wheezing. No, that sounds like having actual plants in my experience.
I might as well go out in the backyard.
It sounds like they're already dead. You're just trying to bring them back to revive these plants.
What am I sacrificing? Just pouring blood all over it?
Blood sacrifice. What kind of plan is that?
I don't know, but I'll
Feed
play
me,
that
Seymour.
version of the game. Feed me.
It's a little shop of horror simulator. Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. I believe it was not the Definitive Edition that was downloading when this went live. People were finding out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let us know in the
Standard
comments.
version, yeah.
Harold Halibut.
I think they fixed it.
Sorry, Harold Halibut is very, very close to Hermie Hopperhead.
It also looks like Wallace and Gromit.
It's got those big claymation features.
If Wallace and
From the
Gromit is in
studio
there, I'll
that
be playing
brought
it
you
right now.
Chicken
I wouldn't
Run.
be on this podcast. Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah, go straight to Chicken Run. This gloss over Wallace and Gromit. Yeah.
Hey man, I will stay in Wallace and Gromit parallel. Isn't that the term? We're not adjacent anymore. DLC game updates. No Man's Sky Orbital update. I think those across all platforms, including PSVR 2, which they keep saying that's one of the highlights of PSVR 2 is No Man's Sky.
Wouldn't know.
What's our buy price? Where are we going for PSVR 2? What's our official? Y'all both just shake your heads. I can't even get a conversation out of it.
I don't even think it's gonna make it clearance, man. They stopped manufacturing the things. They're not gonna make them anymore, so it's done.
You walk into Walmart or Target, Best Buy, retailer of choice. It's on the shelf, $199.99, and it's the Horizon bundle.
No, I will overpay the $199 if it fucking works for PC. If it makes it worth it, I will.
So
pay
as
for it.
is, you're passing.
The day that comes out, the day it fucking comes out and it says, all right, it works with every fucking VR game on PC is the day I put that in my cart immediately and buy it. So.
$200. What's your buy price for PC compatibility? Does that go up to like MSRP? Yeah.
Full price.
I think it's a valid.
Full price. I have so many VR games on PC. It would be worth it for me.
And I even rigged up the Quest, like the Oculus Quest Link thing with Steam VR, and it worked. Like it was supposed to, like it was a native thing. Mm-hmm. Steam is amazing. The more I dabble with kind of the open source nature of it and the handheld compatibility and all that stuff. It's and like Black Mesa is on sale today right now for $3.99. If nobody has that, I would like to pick it up for you. But it's a full remake of the first Half-Life that some fans did. It was a fan project, and Valve didn't come after them. I'm not saying this corporation is like this, they're saints or anything, but that's just a super cool. They're modern enthusiastic. There's a lot of things going forward as consoles look less and less appealing. And the Cesar Finance Beast Gaming PC looks better and better and better. Especially with those VR experiences. Sony's not bringing the first-party library.
Oh yeah, VR is dead over there with them, so.
Because according to all reviews and everything, they got great hardware. They just need a killer app. Yeah. They need to do something with it. They vetoed it, right? Already? Oh, boy.
Yeah, man.
That was our VR derailment of the week. VR derailment of the week. Brought to you by No Man's Sky.
Should probably record that sound clip because we're already doing a
just have that. So. Just play that leading into it every time. Final Fantasy 14 Online Starter Edition available now. Everybody has been clamoring for that to come to Xbox. So that I'll be interested to see what those numbers look like as far as uptick on that game. YouTube Premium 3-month trial. Please do that so you don't have to watch those god-awful ads. I've been paying $12.99 a month for like 4 years, and there's no going back.
It's worth every
let you play in the background on your device.
I think I didn't log into my TV one, so I can all right, let me just make sure all the pixels are working fine. It's just show me a image of a white or black screen, and then it's literally 2 seconds in there, I'm getting a political ad. I'm like, damn it, man, this is why. Let me just sign in. Yeah, it's not even 20 seconds to the fucking video, I'm getting political ads. I'm like,
it's always the case you're talking about where you haven't been on that device in a while. It's jarring. I'll click a Twitter link or something and it launches some browser version.
I didn't feel like logging in. I was like, fuck it. I just want to watch this quick video real quick.
Instead, you're watching 10 seconds of eliminating some sort of toe fungus. That's the new current one. I'm like, great. This is exactly what I wanted to spend my time with. Thank you.
I'm glad I can watch this 10-minute video of a black screen just to make sure my TV's working fine and I get a political ad right in there.
Oh boy. Yeah. Something for Battlefield 2042. I guess that's still alive. Season 7 field kit.
Well, they said I think they. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brent. They just confirmed like this season's the last season of 2042, right?
Yeah,
Like all the
I
new
do
studios
believe.
they added to it are making the new Battlefield.
What
at
does
this
that
point,
consist
so.
of? And they pulled a bunch of
So
people
it's-
off studios for that. Oh, that's the Dead Space story, isn't
Yeah.
it? They pulled people off the Dead Space off of Motive.
So the three people who don't listen to this podcast will be very sad that their Battlefield 2042 is going to be over after season 7.
Is anybody upset about that?
Somebody is.
Friend of the show, Russell.
I mean, with the backwards compatibility, his whole crew's playing Battlefield 4 and stuff on Xbox.
Because they took 1943 away.
That one sucks. I and friend of the show Mills played a lot of that back in the day. I want to say no. I guess we all had 360s because I want to say that one was cross-platform for some reason, but we're definitely playing on 360.
Mm-hmm. I had the PS3 version.
I think I bought that one eventually too. Leaving Game Pass April 15th, which is today, as of this recording.
Yeah. Quickly beat all
Back
these
for
games
Blood.
immediately.
Time to grind away at Back for Blood. Amnesia Collection. Amnesia.
There you go, Richard. That's what you said. No one ever.
You and I
right?
had fun with it. There was no need to go back over a Left 4 Dead when you and I gave it a shot.
I mean, we got all the free DLC that we never went
And we
back to.
murdered each other in the training ground over and over.
I remember that. Yeah.
Amnesia Collection, Amnesia Rebirth, Back for Blood, the aforementioned Back for Blood, Phantom Abyss, Research and Destroy, and Soma.
Mm-hmm.
Play them now, or forever hold your Back for Blood peace.
Next 3 hours.
Yeah, you have 3 hours to play before it gets removed. All right, games played. 3 weeks worth. I'm highly anticipating some stuff that Cesar's going to share with us if he's got some things to touch on. I did some dabbling. I was on the go. I was doing a lot of transiting, so just some small spurts here and there. Before I left, I downloaded BioShock: The Collection for PlayStation 4. Which, when downloaded and fired up, is only BioShock 1 and 2, and apparently BioShock Infinite is in your downloads as a separate download. It is not included in that splash screen, which is extremely odd to me.
Oh,
Reddit figured it out. Cesar, you and I texted back and forth, and I believe you mentioned it was probably a separate download. Is it all on disc? Ah, there it is. It is 2 discs.
2 discs.
I do have a physical copy of it, but that was one of those that's always like $10, right? Why would you not pay $10 for 3 BioShocks? So I played the opening, like, still one of the best openings, I think, in any game ever. You're immediately in action. You have no clue what's happening. Your plane crashes. You're middle of the ocean. And end up in this place called Rapture that's some sort of escape from reality, from communism, from fascism, and from democracy are the 3 that are called out immediately. Or religion. Religion was the other one. So I just dabbled with that, and at the same time, I knew I was going portable, so I downloaded the BioShock Remaster for my Steam Deck. And both are comparable. Like, the BioShock Remaster runs 60 frames per second on the Steam Deck. Like, it's almost flawless. And, of course, I had just played it, so I just, like, rolled straight through and I'm at the first boss. Like, there's this plastic surgeon guy, it's like disfigurement and all that kind of stuff. And so he's coming up. But there's a voice on the radio that's kind of leading you through Rapture, and this is just one of those games I hope I stick with. I've always wanted to finish BioShock.
Not Andrew
Yeah, it is
Luck,
Andrew Ryan, not Andrew Luck. It'd be really. I would pay DLC if it was Andrew Luck leading me through Rapture. Oh, turn left.
I still remember that game. I threw the ball. We got far down there. We won game.
Brant was a very smart football player. He was very smart, I promise. He did not look.
He's brilliant, man. It's just that he was so out of breath in that.
And nothing he said or like his appearance, nothing made you think he was very bright. He just seemed like a jock QB, but he was actually pretty smart. He retired early, like announced his retirement in the peak of his career, and just kind of coasted out of there and has been out of football since. Like, not tempted to come back or anything. Just retired on a high note. Man, now I'm playing like the worst version of BioShock. I need somebody to mod in some AI Andrew Luck instead of Andrew Ryan. That would be amazing. Oh, that's good stuff. Also fired up Assassin's Creed Mirage. I had that disc in, and I had some downtime upstairs, and I reached for my PlayStation Portal, and I fired that up, and I played through the whole first like intro of Mirage. I think Brant, you played a pretty good bit of Mirage. Yeah. And you start off as Basim in like outside. You're outside Baghdad. You're not in Baghdad yet, and he's got like humble beginnings. Like he doesn't want to be a thief. He's only a thief because he's good at it, and he's trying to figure out like how to apply his trade and stuff. And you can tell some form of the assassins, like they wear the cloak and they have the symbols and stuff like that. They're like giving him missions through another person, almost like the Godfather or something, where you're not told like where the commandments and stuff come from. It's like a middle person. And they end up, he and his partner break in somewhere and try to steal something that is some like artifact of some sort. They don't even know what it is. He didn't even really know what he was after. He just kind of heard some intel and went after it. And they ended up killing somebody. And there was a retaliation for this killing, and now he's having to leave this opening area because of the issues he's caused. So he immediately has some weight on his conscience of these things that he's done, and where he was trying to improve the situation, it's not gone so well here in the first like 2 hours. But for the show, Russell went on a road trip and graciously purchased me a PlayStation Portal case, which was labeled ready for the P5P. And so he synced the Portal up to his PlayStation and loaded it into the P5P case and took it with him. And I haven't heard many results. I think he was able to play some Helldivers. Like he said that he played the training mission, like where you go through and practice throwing grenades and things like that. So he dabbled with just like a little bit of that, just kind of to test it. But I don't think he's really had a chance to play it either. But I'm also loving the fact that he can't like leave Helldivers. He's willing to, and I'm sending him links like every time they post the Portal at Walmart. I'm sending him that link.
Flood him like you flood.
Yep. No, Brant's made his stance clear, so I stopped flooding Brant with him. It's a niche thing, and I've enjoyed the simplicity and convenience of just like having it right next to me and being able to fire it up. What's that?
Letting Brant know. Letting Brant know the.
Oh, you're sending him a Walmart link, $1.99. I played some Helldivers.
It's a PSP.
I played some Helldivers with you guys.
It can't be a PSP anymore.
No, it can't be. They removed that.
They patched
it. They hired the guy.
Yeah.
So the team that
that's the team that
hacked the new PSP to turn it into an old PSP. Sony reached out to them to patch that firmware, patch out that exploit.
Said it was it old Google?
Is that who did it?
Right? Mm-hmm.
I wish I was smart, man. People do the coolest shit. Like, man, I just want to be able to burn this disc and flash this flash card, and I can play whatever I want to after this. Or
no, just use my powers for evil, and just like whenever Brant finds something cool to play on the console that doesn't work anymore, just keep patching it out.
Just to spite Brant.
Yeah, just go to Nintendo. Like, yeah, we'll fix your Pretendo thing. Here it is, man.
That's next. You're doing Pretendo next since Brant brought it up.
That way I can just shake my fist and go, "Damn it, Cesar!"
Played some Helldivers with, I think one round with Cesar not super recently, and then one round with friend of the show Russell a little bit more recently. Not super in depth, maybe like a mission or two. I've gotten over the fact that like the level caps haven't really mattered because you guys call down equipment that we need and vehicles and all that sort of stuff. So it's just getting back in the swing of it and playing some things.
I mean, once you get to level 20, man, the world is your oyster. I mean, there's nothing above 20.
Well, I've got like I unlocked the laser orbital, which we played with 2 randos, and the laser orbital came in clutch. There's a new game mode.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Russell said he played it with you. It's basically like
Helm's Deep.
Yes, it is basically Helm's Deep. You close a bunch of doors and they're just coming at you. It's like you remember the Gears of War 3 Horde mode? Where you would try to build up fortifications and stuff like that. I heard that Helm's Deep thing. Now I need to see that scene. That's a good ass scene.
Not the doobies. Not the gears.
No,
with the
not the Doobies gears. That friend of the show, Buish, and I need to get back to. If he's in the chat, I'm sure he'll call me out. Renee,
I don't even remember what version of Gears you're playing anymore. We're on.
Man, it's just been a minute.
1.5.
Yeah, we haven't done Gears Thursdays in probably a month. Renee says Cesar's mad at me for accidentally destroying his mech in Helldivers.
He landed right on me. I was like, "Don't land on me, Renee." He just landed right on me and killed me immediately. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And it's like it takes 10 minutes for the mech to come back.
Classic.
Helldivers hijinks.
Classic.
That and Renee's like, "Oh, let me use mines," and I'm in the middle of the minefield. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but that new horde mode is really, really fun. Trying to throw down sentries and the orbital strikes at the right time and timing. Like we staggered it enough to where like Russell didn't drop with the laser dog, guard dog protector thing. So by the time we were like in the thick of things, I was able to call him one down. Yeah, there's Buish. What gears? What's gears? All the way. He backed it all the way down. Yeah, no idea what gears were on. What's gears?
Yeah. Hey man, I tell Jeremy I was ready for Warzone on Saturday, man. I was ready.
I think I went to sleep. I think I checked to see if anybody was on too, and then passed out. But that's it. That's it for me. Games acquired. Anything interesting? Oh, PS3. I've been fucking around with the PS3. I realized that my daily driver, remember, you can only have like 2 registered PS3s in a year. If you change one of those, it takes a year for that clock to reset, which is outrageous to me. They're going to push me to mod one of those things. I should anyways. But I found out my daily driver, I thought I upgraded the hard drive in that thing years ago. It's the stock 160 gig version that was in there. Oh, yeah, wow. And I'm like, because I'm cleaning out the fridge, I go to download... So right now, it's hooked up to my 3D monitor, and I just want to tinker with some 3D stuff, right?
Oh, you
my
said
3DO monitor.
I'm getting excited.
I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to hook it up to the plasma because I'm wanting to play like Killzone, and the Virtua Tennis is on there, and just in Infamous. I know Brant's a huge Infamous fan. I'm wanting to really mess with some PS3. And I go to download the Killzone 3 3D demo because I just want to see what it looks like, right? They say that's like one of the best looking 3D games. And it says I'm out of storage, and I'm like, what the? I got like 10 PS1 games on here, 3 or 4 PS2 games, a couple PS3 downloads, and I got to clean out the fridge, and I go look at system storage, and it's 160 gigs. I'm like, this is not going to fly. And I believe the max that a PS3 can recognize is like 1.5 terabytes from what I've been able to...
Something like that.
On the nose? Yeah. 1.5 on the nose? Yeah. So they don't make 1.5 terabyte SSDs.
I've been seeing some success stories with people using SATA to 2.5 HD converters and dropping SATA drives in there that are 1.5. So.
Yeah, but it still can't leverage that speed.
No.
It's not about the speed. It's about the storage because there's not many 1.5.
It's storage and temperature.
Yeah, true.
Temperature too.
Yeah.
But I'm pricing 1 terabyte ones. I think I can do enough fridge cleaning for a 1 terabyte drive on PS5 because they never sold. I mean PS3. What was the max PS3 they ever sold? Was it a 160 gig one? They sold a 500 gig PS3? 320. Yeah, I remember seeing 320 now that you've thrown that out there.
I don't know if they ever did get up to 500.
Because the PS4 stock was 500 gigs. And I think the Xbox One was as well. PS4 Pro was a terabyte maybe? All spinning
PS4
drives.
Pro maybe.
Yeah.
I'm checking now. Yeah, I was wrong. They do. I'm looking at a box version of a Sony PlayStation 3 Sim 500.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Black.
All right, so
234.
So they did get there.
You still want it?
Is it new in box for 234?
No, it's used, but they kept the original box. It's got fingerprints all over it.
Is it a super slim or just a regular slim?
It's a super
that would
slim.
make sense. It would be a 500 gig. I think one of those SKUs came with like Last of Us and something else, so that would take up some space.
I mean, I think the one new in the box that I got in the closet is 500 gig. I think that's the reason why I'm stuck on that one because I bought that in Walmart and it's still sealed. I just threw it in the closet. I was like, yeah,
I'll get to it one day. But I've been pricing terabyte drives. There's a little bit of a speed increase that you get with it, like for the big games like GTA 5, I think, which I won't be playing that on PS3 unless it's a curiosity, as well as was a Gran Turismo 5 has like days worth of updates when you decide to run that. It's either 5 or 6, but the SSD comes in handy on that. I've seen a bunch of speed comparisons and stuff, but I've never. I don't know how I didn't do that. I could have swore I did this years ago, but it's stock 160, and I know it's a spin and drive in there, so I just got to find a good deal on a terabyte one and go from there.
Unless you were like my dumb ass who just kept going through the Goodwill website and just kept acquiring PS3s when they were cheap. They were like less than
That's not bad at all. What have they climbed up to?
I have no idea. I just went through a phase. Was like, let me just keep buying PS3 Super Slims. I got like 2 of them sitting right there. That's when I was Goodwill.
Shop Goodwill used to be the shit. Now it's just eBay. Did y'all see that little Samson listing I found? I wonder what it's up to. It was 6,000 last time I looked.
Damn.
What? You saw the one they were posting on Twitter with that somebody had found that sealed copy Castlevania.
Why?
One for like 90 grand.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just plastic wrap.
So like I guess somebody had died and they found some kind of estate sale. And there was a bunch of sealed.
Chris Kohler was posting about that.
Crazy.
Somebody wiped out an estate sale, Brent, and then put them all on eBay, graded. So they're going for like I don't know what they paid for them at this estate sale, but it's like 10,000 here, 60,000 here.
Yeah, 90 grand for like I think
the first Castlevania
like
on NES sealed 90 grand.
Wow.
I'd like to get a hold of one of those and have a pool. That's an instant pool. Yes, I'd like to sell this.
Now, fuck that, man. Just pay off. Just buy multiple houses.
I do. It's some river property somewhere, some lake property.
Yeah.
No, but messing around with the PS3 and still like there's some odds and end games for that console that I don't own yet that I've been getting in, like, and some guides. Like I got the Killzone guide came in, trying to complete some of those guide collections, like where I have maybe the second or third copy, but not the first one in the series, whatever it is.
Will you play? Will you beat Killzone?
So I fired up my save and I played like 8 hours of it that last time I had a playthrough, because I think it was on the show when I was playing Killzone.
The game is so dead, man. But or was it Resistance that was so dead?
On launch. But I got to looking at like Destiny, the original Destiny. Those servers are still up for PS3. I looked at buying a copy of Destiny.
I just want you to get to like Killzone. I just want you to get to Killzone 3, because Killzone 3 is really good. Resistance 3
I played
really
a good bit of Resistance 3
FPSs.
because you and I beat the first one, and then we started the second one, but the co-op in that one was like this arcade weird thing.
I had such a blast with the third Killzone 3 and
they
Resistance
peaked on
3.
those.
Those were great games.
I've been trying to get that NCAA football. That's super fucking expensive for no ungodly reason.
What, 14?
14, the last one they made.
They'll drop when the new one comes out this year, I think. This year, next year. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Just some dabbling here and there and some tinkering with some stuff.
I guess for me, I mean, I wasn't invincible.
Tell me about that retro tink. I want to hear.
Well, first of all, I'm going to go, for whatever reason, I continue my escapades of just playing PS1 RPGs and put in like 20 hours into Grandia. So, when they came out with the HD collection on PS4 recently.
I was wondering what version you were playing.
Xbox.
Yes. So yeah, I've gone through that, and I mean, I'm at the point of the story where I'm already getting to the second disc. That game's pretty long, man. 20 hours, I think. I beat it back in the PlayStation 1 long
I
time
found
ago.
they've sent you on a scavenger hunt or something in that first town, and I got outside of that first town, and that's as far as I got.
Yeah, because I mean, in there it's like you're supposed to save Sue, who's been going to get married to one of the bullies in the town. If you got to find like these legendary armors and weapons. Then it goes in this whole bit where, Justin's trying to become an adventurer, and then it escalates further until he goes into the new world, and then he climbs over the end of the world into the lost world, is what they call it right now. And so as he's trying to find the Angelou civilization, where he talked to a spirit named Elise. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm literally in the lost world, looking for the Angelou civilization to complete that story arc.
Is it like an alternate world, or the characters don't know yet?
It's like a huge world that's like a wall's been blocking this world. It's just a continuation. So they thought the world ended at this wall, but it's like they sat there and they climbed up. Like it took them like 2 days to climb over that wall.
Like flat earthers of sorts.
So it's like
I mean, they didn't know. They didn't know what was outside their realm.
Yeah. So and then a lot of that stuff you find out, like the spirits of erected those walls to protect themselves and stuff like that. So there is some lore in there you get in there in that game. But I think the biggest thing for me, and I had such a difficult time playing that game back in like it was in '99, and I think the biggest difference in that game is like the levels. It really don't matter for the characters. You got to learn that the biggest thing in that game is there's levels for everything. So they really push you to level up your weapons because you can level up your weapons to learn new attacks, and then you have to purchase elements like fire, earth, water, and
Heart. Wind.
Fire, earth, water. It is wind. Yeah, wind is the other one. And then from there, you have to level those up. And you could be like level 25, but if you don't level up your magic, you ain't gonna do shit, and you can die very easily. And so, like, the only way you can level up is using those spells constantly. So it's kind of like you have to grind in certain areas to level that shit up. So it's like it doesn't really matter your level, because I think when I beat the game the first time, I had such a difficult time at the very last boss because I did not pay attention and level up my magic, and that cost me big time. That I had to go back and like spend hours just grinding, trying to get up to a high enough level for my magic to beat the final boss. Because as you level up your magic, you get combination spells for different types of magic techniques, and then the magic you can't just purchase. You have to find these mana eggs that are scattered throughout the world, so you couldn't miss them. And then you could not purchase the additional
It's
magic
a very
for your character,
old school
so you have to be
game
careful.
element. Yeah.
It's very different. Yeah. That time is very different. But I mean, graphically, it looks good. You had 2D sprite characters with 3D backgrounds. So I mean, it was something.
I
different
played
at the
Golden
time,
Sun
too.
like alongside a guide because I was so afraid of missing one of those Jin. Because if you missed one of those, you didn't get the ultimate summon.
Jin.
Like you were out.
Yeah, so I think it's similar to that. There's 18 mana eggs. So I mean, and then you trade each one for different magical property for
Are there
each
any?
character.
Are there any like new? What do they call them? Like when they like quality of life improvements over how it was released on PlayStation and Saturn.
I mean, outside is a combination of the Saturn one and the PlayStation one. I mean, you have the Japanese voice acting, which was exclusive to the Saturn one, is added on there. You can play the game entirely in Japanese if you want to. Graphically, it looks a little. I think they put a filter on there that kind of edge it out because that game was originally designed for scan lines. So it took me a minute to get used to it, but now it's fine. I think it simulates it pretty well without having actually adding the scan lines because I was looking for scan lines in there that turn on. But it's not that bad. You get used to it, so it's not like it never feels awful.
It's not
when you go
jarring.
through it. So I mean that and then the trophy aspect, and that's it. I mean, I wish there was a way to speed up battles. They don't have that. I wish there was a way to save everywhere. They don't have that. So it's the quality of life tends to just be graphics and trophy. That's it. And then you get a more complete version of the game because you could play in Japanese, you could play in Japanese voice acting, play in English voice acting.
Yeah.
So it has all
and a
those options
re-release
on there.
from 20-something years
Still
ago.
uses original. It still uses original English script from the PlayStation 1 release that came out from Sony in '99, which they didn't do a too bad job. So I mean, their translations were questionable back then too, because I still have my complaints about Legend Dragoon. There were some spot age translations in there, but and it's a script.
Yeah.
A placement in there. Outside of that, Richard is correct. After several weeks, I did get my RetroTink 4K, and I have been tirelessly plugging in multiple different consoles in there.
Yes.
So what this does is it does a firmware update through SD cards, and it actually gives you a little SD card reader that you plug in USB. So it's a lot of value. The thing is very expensive, but it does give a premium value in there because I felt like was a step above the 5X, which I also have.
How do you update that thing? Because that's the most recent one I have, and I'm sure it needs an update.
The 5X, you have to download a firmware installer, and I think you plug it into the PC
on the
USB,
device.
if I'm not mistaken. So
okay, kind of like the Evercade, like we were with the Evercade.
If I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. I think there's a sequence of buttons you may have to press to get to that point. It's been a minute since I've gone there because since I got to the 4K, I haven't gone back. So it does well on the 7th generation and older game consoles. I mean, in the modern generation, it looks really good with Wii U. It looks really good with Switch. Switch, it cleans up a little bit because it does up convert to 4K. The biggest thing for me is the HDR. The HDR looks good. on the Switch games. It goes through and puts HDR and everything. Is it enough for you to buy that to play games in HDR? I don't think so, because I would imagine the next console will do that, and you just got to wait a year.
Just a cool perk.
The Wii U does clean up the graphics a bit. It does upscale on the 4K a little bit cleaner.
Tighten up the graphics.
The graphics.
It does, as well as it also injects HDR in there, which looks really good.
I imagine some of those Wii U Nintendo titles pop with HDR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another code looks really good in HDR, surprisingly. So anything with full color does well. But like I said, I mean, that's your only. I mean, you get a slight anti-analyzing in there, but it's not even that really noticeable. I mean, it's not going to make a jarring difference if you compare back and forth. The HDR is the biggest.
Well, they've been good with those first-party titles where they haven't had the jaggies and three.
I mean, we haven't seen that shit from PS2 age, right? So I mean, badly. Let's put it that way, badly. Yeah, because Dreamcast did it better.
It did.
But that's either here or there. Outside of that, I think the biggest difference is the PS3 and 360, because I played The Warrior Within like about 5 or 6 hours on there, and it looks really fucking good. It cleans it up 4K 60 frames per second, and it works best on those consoles because it takes the 720p, which fits perfectly at the 4K.
What is The War Within?
The Warrior Within. The Warrior Within. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Prince of Persia.
From the
second game.
It's a remake.
Or it's
the trilogy one.
PS2 game.
Yeah.
That they put on PS3. So it also injects HDR into those, which looks really, really good. The only catch-22 is that this goes through HDMI. You can go through component on this because it does come with component. It does come with this video. It does come with standard AVI in there. AV. But it's the same conundrum that when you go through PS3 and 360, when you go HDMI, you have to have a fucking splitter because the HDCP is built in on the chip. It's built on the chip. It's not built in the app like it is on modern day consoles. But it doesn't detract from the image quality. It does look pretty good. So I mean, I think it still looks sharper with HDMI than going the component. I did both because it still looks softer in the component. But it's like you just have to hook up an extra device for the splitter. It's an extra step you have to get for those consoles. But it does make a humongous difference because I played Tales on there. I played a ton of different games on there. And it works really, really well, that 7th generation, just because a lot of those games are native 720p and it converts to 4K so fucking clean.
I'll argue for analog video any day of the week, but when you want to take that pure digital signal into another digital device, it only makes sense to run it through HDMI, and not have it shortcome itself.
Outside of that, anything else you can think of? Super Nintendo, NES, Dreamcast, it all looks really, really good. Scan lines look perfect. It could replace your CRT. It could. And the one thing that it won't do is you can't use Duck Hunt on there. You won't be able to use light gun games on there. So that's never going to replace your CRT. I don't have a vast library like you, Richard. So there's probably always those ones that you probably want to try out that are fast paced. I'd be like, all right, let me see if it's there. I don't notice any lag. So. Yeah, but you see, you would probably have a stack of games like, all right, this is the way I can tell if it's going to go away. But visually, it looks just like a fucking CRT with the scan lines on there. It's done very well. And it pops very well for going 240p and 480p because those go into 4K evenly. So it looks really good. Like Super Metroid looks fucking good on Super Nintendo on there with the scan lines. And then with HDR injected in there,
Grandia famously used to be one of those that would switch between the menus. Or Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross has a 480i menu and a 240p game screen, so it would make those upscalers trip all the time. Yeah,
it does a really good job on that. So I mean, if you're got multiple generations of consoles, I think it's worth it. If it's something that you have, I think even with the 7th generation, I think it's worth it because I mean the PS3 and 360 games look really fucking good on there. I mean, a lot of these games were not getting remasters on there, and I think this is a acceptable way to play these things. It looks really, really, really good.
Damn.
So.
It's so exciting.
Now, anything higher than that, I mean, the neat aspect on there is like the Switch, you get the HDR, which is cool. But that's it. I mean, if you got anything higher than that, it wouldn't be worth it. It's the same thing on PS4, PS5. You have to disable a whole bunch of settings on there to get those running on there. And
what do you have outputting from the PS3 to the... Did you set it to 720p or are you pushing the 1080p signal out of there?
I push everything on there. So the cool thing about this device is that it's a premium value. It's very expensive. It's a premium value. Everything's done on the SD card. But when you load up the SD card, it has a profile set for all your consoles, all the way from the Atari, all the way down to the Nintendo Switch with the best settings that you can have on there. And you just go in there and turn on that profile, and it does it perfectly. There's even a profile for Nintendo Switch Online where you can just cut off the sides and make it like Super
that's
Nintendo
always
game
the hard
scan.
part for me.
So it's like,
Hell.
yeah, that's all been connected on there. Yeah, it's all the best versions.
I saw
of that you can have on
Mike
there,
Chi when he was developing it. He would post screenshots of like, here's my profile for Super Nintendo. Here's what I have in mind for Dreamcast. So I didn't know they were being built in there like that. I thought it was just like his.
Yeah, they're in there. I just go in there and load up the profile, and I said Saturn one that looks really, really good. They just did the update for the Saturn one, which I think cleaned it up even better. So I mean, I don't mind letting you try mine out.
Oh,
just to see
bring it
something you
over.
would be
Let's hook it up to the
into.
OLED. Bring it over.
And so, yeah. Like if it passes your test and you got a lot of like fast-paced games, I didn't see any lag. The lag is, if there is very minimal. So it's like it may push you away to just having CRT for just like light gun games
or Halo,
maybe onesies or twosies games that runs play well on there, But it does a very, 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 very good job. It's well worth the purchase.
So awesome.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, I spent the last couple of weeks just dealing with that for
retro tinkering,
forever, and I think I've replayed a whole bunch of PS3 games on there. Like I started up Tales again, and this shit was clean, man.
All right,
I mean, they just took out all those Tales games off the PlayStation Store. So and then I got that stupid hair in my butt where I sat there and like, oh, I gotta have the European versions of Tales of Grace, and I went on Amazon UK and ordered those and shipped it to me because it's like I can't get them anymore. So I was like, and for whatever reason, Tales of Xillia 2 is super fucking expensive because there's not that many hard copies floating around. But it's like I don't even know why I care because I own 85 copies of that thing. But it's like I gotta have have the Peggy version.
I've been needing to ask you because that's what I was looking at on Tales. Like, what do I need to get Tales wise for PS3? I've got the Symphonia collection and I've got Grace's F. Those are the only two I have. What?
So you're only missing Xillia 1 and Xillia 2. Xillia 1 is pretty cheap now if you get it now because it's like $20 to $30 if you get it physical. Xillia 2 is for whatever reason, it's the harder to the one to find. That one's anywhere from 50 to 60.
And they've never come to anything else.
And then if you got the Golden Grail, which is the European combo pack, which Xillia 1 and 2 together, that's going for $150 to $300. So for whatever reason,
Peggy 18.
Which has both versions on one disc. So and for whatever reason, Europe got like these combo packs that we never got over here. So they got
I saw one recently.
They got Graces. I think Graces and
it's 3 Tales games. Yeah, Graces, Symphonia, and Berseria. Zesteria. Yep.
No, that's the PS4 one. Yeah, that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen that
must have been the PS4.
I thought about buying that one. Yeah. Yeah, the PS3 one double packs are all like they're like both Tales games on one disc, which is interesting at the time. So, which is for whatever reason super fucking expensive. So, but if y'all interested in getting a Xillia 1 and 2 combo pack, I can send you all the link I got for Amazon UK because there's one up there that's like pre-order, and I don't know if it's
a reprint?
It's legit because it's like pre-order and it has it looks like it hasn't been released yet. There's no release date for it yet. I was like, it was like 20 pounds, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do it because it was like $30 US. So I was like, that thing's going for like $150 used.
Do you have the Tales console, the Japanese one?
Yes. I think which one was that with Xillia? Xillia was black with the red
and gold
spider lilies on there, I think.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Here's Xillia 2 brand new for $44.
Yeah. That's about if you can get it on there.
All right, so those are the two I need to get for PS3.
Yeah, unless they took them off the store, so unless they're coming out with remasters, who knows?
I'm missing a couple other things like Tekken Hybrid, and it came with the movie, and then like a 3D version of Tekken Tag Tournament, 3D.
I have that one.
And then what's another one I've been stalking?
I went through that bullshit where I bought all the ones with the movies like Watchmen and Star Trek and
Star Trek was 3D also.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Renee's lighting us up on the side. Oh, Renee, we're recording. You're with us, Renee. Brant, is that it for you? Oh,
yeah.
We might have to have a game day, guys, and do some. I'll do some rearranging where we can all sit comfortably and we just fucking throw shit at that retro tank. Because I've got this. I got this Dreamcast component cable too. I still haven't tested out. That would be a great thing to throw at it.
It's. I mean, Brant, wait till you see Super Metroid on there, man. It does a good job, especially injected with HDR. It's
Hell
nice.
yeah.
So.
What are you doing to play Super Metroid? How was that hooked up? Was that Super Nintendo?
Super Nintendo through
composite cables?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a little door at the front that's like it slides open. You have composite cables, and I think it's video. And then in the back, you have the component, and then it goes through. You can do HDMI, so that's why it works in the 7th generation pretty well.
I don't think there's another upscaler out there that does HDMI, right?
So there's another one out there that's cheaper than the RetroTink, but it's only HDMI. It skips out on the component composite and the S-Video. So you have to get another like RetroTink 2X or 5X in there to act as a middle grade. So I think it's a cheaper one out there that's only they're kind of pushing it just for the 7th generation consoles, but you still have to have a middle ground in there for the older ones. So I don't know if it's worth it at that point. It's just a lot of bullshit connected into it. It might just be better.
Mike did the Lord's work on that stuff. Man, I've been ordering his stuff for feels like 15 years. Those first RetroTinks you had to build out of a kit with the little bunny logo. He and his wife would ship them out.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have to update it like a crazy motherfucker too. You have to hook up like a serial port on that thing. And...
It's basically, it looks like a Raspberry Pi. One of those little custom joints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just let me know, man. Just remind me and I'll bring it over and let you throw some stuff at it. Yeah. Yeah, you would know the better games to try it out there to see, like, yeah, this is going to make a... I don't notice a difference, but they look...
Virtual tennis. I mean, we have to try some virtual tennis.
The scanline filters in there, man. It looks like a fucking CRT, man. I can't tell the fucking difference, man. It's clean, so... The filters they got on there is top notch. But I'll kick it over to the brand. I won't take up too much of y'all's time, so...
I guess I'll start with some games acquired.
Yeah.
I had Persona 4 Golden come in from Limited Run.
Finally.
For Switch. I also picked up a couple retro games. I picked up Guitar Hero 3.
Do you have a working guitar? Hey, that's that's one to try out on RetroTink. That's your latency test right there.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Mm-hmm. Brand, do you have PS2 guitars? I'm looking at one right now.
No. Actually, no. No, yeah, I do. I've got one.
I'm going to say if you need a loaner to test and get in some... that's my most... I don't know that that's the best one. That's my most played Guitar Hero.
Yeah. And then I also got... It was just the disc itself. But this is Hot Wheels Turbo Racing.
Leading the way.
Which is a EA game. I remember getting this from Blockbuster and playing the hell out of this game
as a rental
for a whole weekend. And I think the opening little movie has like it's set to Metallica's Fuel.
It's cool, but that's not one of my top Metallica songs.
No, it's definitely not a top Metallica song, but it's just that memory was burned into my mind.
Not gonna lie, he had us in the first half.
And speaking of Blockbuster, I also purchased one of these.
Oh, what's in there?
Which is a the Retro Fighters Blockbuster, officially Blockbuster licensed Nintendo Switch case. So this is a full replica of the VHS case.
It's way smaller though, right?
That you would get. It is much smaller. It is much smaller than like a typical VHS. It has like the texture and everything that the normal VHS would have. You open it up.
Oh wow!
The tape goes in one way. It's got a little physical tape in there. The detail on the tape is actually pretty cool.
Rewind. Have you ever seen the inside of a tape deck? Have you seen how they work? Philip Summers took the lid off his and was like cleaning it out and stuff and cleaning the heads on it. It's crazy complicated back in there it like pulls the tape out of the damn contraption.
Oh yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, even if you look in there, it's got like little ridges, and it almost looks like actual tape in there.
That's solid.
And so this piece opens up. It's got a magnet that holds it in, and then it flips open, and you've got your piece for some Switch games and also some memory, like little SD cards.
Oh, man, I thought you were gonna say Vita games. It's like,
what is your most, if you can, it may not be the actual one, what is the most rented game at Blockbuster that you can remember over the course of your rental days?
Gosh.
I've got two that I immediately think of when I see that case. And I prayed I got the same one because they were both cartridges.
I don't know. I know I rented. It was mostly PS1 stuff, and it was always like I would rent a game maybe once, maybe twice, and then I'd beg my parents to get it for me for a Christmas or a birthday. Yeah. So, and it was one of those things where like we didn't always go to Blockbuster, and when we did, it was mostly getting a movie, and I'd be like, oh, can I look at the games, and while we're there, but then can I rent? Not this time.
Now you see your kid like deploying the same practices. Like, I wrote this. Y'all probably know my two. Do you know my two from the stories I've told over the years? We used to walk to this Blockbuster. This probably would have been Cesar's Blockbuster, as a matter of fact.
By a Baskin Robbins?
Nope.
Mine's
Winn-Dixie.
Mine was by the Winn-Dixie.
By the Win.
The China Pot, was that what it was called? It's not. That shit was fire. The place was amazing. One of them is NFL Blitz. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was 2000. Mm-hmm. And the other one was Perfect Dark. And Perfect Dark was the one we wanted to make sure we got our cartridge because it had our challenges and all that on it. And that was even after the PS2 came out. We were still plugging away at Perfect Dark, my friend Andy and I. And then his mom took us to South Lake Mall one time. We were going to Lids. We were hat shopping. And we go to KB Toys. There's stacks of Perfect Dark in the glass behind there. $5. And that was right in our wheelhouse. We each got a copy of Perfect Dark. That was it, man. Then it got confiscated at my household because it was rated M. And I may or may not, the following weekend, have gone back and got another $5 copy. And then learned my lesson and hid the game after that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we ever went to the links of swapping the front of that cartridge out so that it was not a recognizable label, but there was this confiscated copy of Perfect Dark for at least a year.
Damn.
Yeah. I wonder if Russell remembers that. And then we got it back like it was this big thing. Like, I think it's okay. I've done a lot of reading about this. And it's like, oh, thanks. We missed this one. We're so glad to have it back in our lives.
Oh,
I forgot all about this. Man, the casual. Man. Damn. I never thought about this.
What game is this again? What a treasure. Oh, nothing's unlocked on that one. Like, that's the shit cartridge. No challenges, no Elvis, no double agent mode. Oh, God bless KB Toys. I wonder if my copy has that $5 sticker on it. You remember those KB clearances? They would just like slash through the price and write it in like red ink. Ooh, $5, $10.
That's where I got my tattoos over. For
Their prices were stupid when you found stuff like that. I did not get my hat at Lids either. I talked myself out of it and then found Perfect Dark at KB Toys.
The better purchase.
Renee went to the one in Morrow in front of Walmart off of Highway 54. That was a good one too. When they were all closing, I know we've told this story in the show before. It was either I found it and called Cesar, or Cesar found it and called me. They had sealed PS1s.
I'm pretty sure
I think I did call you.
We just drove there. I'm looking at the sealed.
Mine's right here. I don't know if mine's on camera. Mine's right there.
It says $49.99. I think. How much we paid for it? $49.99.
Cesar.
Yeah, it says includes a Harry Potter. It's still sealed. Harry Potter.
That's not the Harry Potter one. I don't think that is it. It must be behind Link right here.
Yeah.
Or is Harry Potter on the back or is it on the front of the box?
It's like a little blue it's like a little purple thing. It says on there includes Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Free demo disc with video of Harry Potter.
Wall of boxes.
Because for me, I got a sealed PS1, sealed PS2, sealed PS3, sealed PS4. So I'm only missing one more.
I'd say wait on that one a while.
I got a sealed PSP. I bought it in GameStop Riverdale, 3,000, still in the box, sealed. I think it was like $50. I just walked in there one day. And it was like clearance.
That was the best GameStop. The last time I was going to GameStops regularly. They suck now. I hate them. We need new game stores, people. That's what all this nostalgia is supposed to bring about. We need new game stores. The indie game shops need to rise up again. Speaking of which, I need to go buy some more Nintendo games from that dude.
We just need you're just in the wrong country. Buddy.
Where do I need to go?
Anywhere in Asia where more physical copies are sold.
Where the digital lords have not taken over. Renee says he used to rent Dragon Ball for PS1. They never have complete anime series, which sucks. You have to watch part of my anime series.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because most of the animes were done like 2 episodes of VHS tape, so it was like a very expensive hobby back then.
It was very.
Most of my anime days back in high school was renting stuff from Blockbuster, taping it onto another tape, and then trading it amongst my friends in high school. Like, yeah, I got volume 5. Here's volume 4, so we can end up seeing the first season of one fucking anime, which turns out to be like 20 different fucking VHS tapes. So
that's how. I mean, that was my introduction. Was like, I'm sure it was everybody's, like Ninja Scroll and what was the other one we watched? I mean, Cowboy Bebop was an early one too.
Mm-hmm.
Brant, your Blockbuster case took us on an adventure there. What else you been playing, or you just been acquiring?
Blockbuster derailment. Other than that, I took a nostalgia trip and just pulled out Pokemon Red and have been playing through Pokemon Red. I've gotten 3 gym badges. I'm on the 4th right now. And then there's
Pokemon's a dirty word with
Hey, I cleared the shit out of this one. I got all 151 on this one. Boish says, Cesar, I'm 8% through One Piece.
Holy shit. I mean, that's not...
It's not a small investment.
I mean, 10% it would be about 100 so episodes. So 8% is about 80 episodes. It's actually not that bad. He's on the... He should be in the grand line right now. So he might have gotten farther than Renee. Renee gave up. So. Oh yeah, Renee gave up on One Piece. He gave up on One Piece hard.
Where were you at, Brant?
I've still been using my Versus guide. I've been looking these up. It seems like they were a pretty niche company. They weren't
Versus.
I absolutely loved the detail and everything in this guide.
They were like, they pitched themselves as like the unauthorized ones sometimes. Like that one's obviously licensed, but like they're, if I'm thinking of the right, or is that Perfect Guides? Versus has some good stuff. I'm thinking of that Final Fantasy VII one that's unauthorized, that's considered better than the regular one. Brant, I think I have 3 copies of the Nintendo Power Guide for that game.
Really?
Yes. I don't think I've ever seen that Versus one that you have.
Want to say that's the Nintendo Power for Gold and Silver that I have up there, and I did not like that one as much as this old guide for the first 3 games. And I found like a comprehensive guide of all of every single last one of their books.
Of Versus?
Of Versus that I might send you. Because they didn't do, like every single... It's kind of sporadic.
All right, this is the one I have.
The titles that they did.
I've got like 3 of these.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And one is Russell and I's. It says Bergman's like scratched in pen up in the corner, and it is beat to hell and back. It is ragged out. I don't see your Versus one on here. That's an awesome guide. Where did you find that one at? Didn't you tell us about going to get it?
No, I just ordered it.
It was an eBay find?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It was one of those things where I had that book as a kid, and I don't know how or where it got lost or left or taken or whatever, but it disappeared. And I found one online for not a ridiculous amount of money and bought it, and it's in really good condition. It didn't have like I think this was supposed to come with a poster. It didn't have the poster in it, but other than that, I mean, it's pristine, really.
Guides.
You gotta go find that poster off some kid's wall.
Yeah.
Take it off. I paid for this
Give it
guy to
back.
give me my poster.
Fold it up. You fold it up and put it in the book. Tuck it in the book right in front of them.
Yeah.
I need to see if I have some of these, Brant.
They're good so far. I mean,
I wonder if I have the perfect.
they seem like they're pretty solid guides, pretty highly regarded.
Luigi's Mansion. Looks like they had a deal with Blockbuster. There's a bunch of Blockbuster exclusive ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I know. I've got I've got that Ocarina of Time one. I see the spines down there at the bottom. Man, somebody just collected these. That's crazy. That's a good collection.
Other than that, I've still been on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I falsely told you that I was like 15 hours in. I'm not 15 hours in. I am 43 hours
Holy
in.
shit! You underguesstimated.
Yeah,
It felt like 15,
yes.
but it's actually 45.
I've been extremely enjoying my time with this game and all the tiny details with your comrades and all the little things that they've added that I feel really enhance the story and the bond between the characters. I think the last time we talked about it, I was in under Junon, and I needed to go up top and join the military parade and do all that.
Join the Black Parade.
I since did that. I looked up a guide to perform my best because you still have to
do the mini game with the marching.
Yeah, you have to do a mini game, and there's literally like a specific formation that you have to do to make sure that you have a chance to get the commendation, and it's a little bit of a process, but it didn't take too long. After that, you go on a cruise, and sorry, Cesar, there is a part in the cruise. There is a Queen's Blood tournament. So I don't.
I thought they're gonna tell me the cruise in the world or cruise in exotic. That's what we're doing.
I don't know if you can skip it. I know there was a part like it said that I could drop out of it if I wanted to, so I didn't. But I actually kind of got into Queen's Blood, and
that's what I hear.
Because I'd been picking it up a little bit, so I just kind of I built a deck, and I would go and I'd play. And it's one of those where if you're losing or you're doing bad, you can just hit the start button and go, rematch or restart
and not lose your cards.
Yeah. So I mean, you just completely. What is this? What is this?
Sounds like you're playing another game right now.
Is that Lethal Company?
It is Lethal
Nice.
Company.
So you do all that. I've actually gone back and I've done every single Queen's Blood challenge that I can.
You get cards when you win, right?
You get cards. You get cards when you win, and also now, like when you've ranked up, you get this notification that basically new challenger approaches, and it's somebody else that's strong in the area that's good at Queen's Blood, and you beat them, and
it's one of them.
You get these visions. So there's like this own like Queen's Blood
it's like
thing
a meta inside the card
storyline happening like behind the scenes,
hell?
like something
Sounds
dark and cryptic.
Sounds like a fever dream.
It is. I was like, the first time it started, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then
getting that good REM sleep. You sure you're playing the game, or you're just sleeping well?
Because literally it like goes to like TV. It goes to damn like TV static. And then like comes in with like some random dude, and he's talking all cryptic like, and it's interesting where that's going. But continuing, once you finish your bout on the boat, you wind up in Costa del Sol,
Is
where
Hojo still sunbathing on the beach when you get there, like he was in the PS1 game? Is he?
yeah, you can. He
His bitch
shows
ass over
up.
there just on
Yeah,
vacation.
he shows up.
Yeah. I hated his ass in 7, man. In the original one, he just sitting there on vacation, just in there soaking up a breeze.
Yeah,
I just ruined everybody's lives. Look at me, I'm on vacation.
Soaking up the sun.
he shows up with some ladies, and then you follow him, and he's just kicked back in a chair, and but between that,
It's like homeboy from Office Space, right? Burn it down.
I'll
Someone
down.
doesn't bring me my Mai Tai.
My stapler.
It's a Mai Tai band, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of mini games and stuff to do there. That's in the trailer, notoriously, where you could ride a Segway thing.
I love how people joke that it's going to take them like by the time the third game comes out, they'll finally get through all the mini games in that game.
Wow.
There's literally there's at Costa del Sol there is a mini game where you can play as Red 13, and it's like a 4-player soccer arena, and it's Red versus several different beasts, and like this giant soccer ball will drop down, and it's like freaking Rocket League, but with
Red 13 League.
All these,
Red 13.
Red 13, and there's a Chocobo team over here.
That's
there's
insane.
It's
so the whole game is like
funny.
the Gold Saucer from the PS1 game.
Kind of. Oh,
and then there's the Gold Saucer.
After you finally finish up Costa del Sol, you travel along, and then eventually wind up at the Gold Saucer.
Land of the mini games.
Which is where you can have your, or at least start having your date with whoever you've been trying to woo this whole time. But it's also where
I was laughing because I saw somebody on Twitter put on there, I've been trying to woo Tifa this whole time, and look who my date was.
I saw somebody, they were like, damn it, and they had to like redo their save, and
I'm so glad that's
back out and go fast travel and do a bunch of side missions.
I'm so glad that's still in there. Like, I didn't play the remake, right? So the last time I played through 7 was 20 years ago. But when y'all mention these things, like, I remember these parts of the PS1 game so vividly.
But when you show up,
I want to see how that looks.
I just look down and just Red 13.
Because you're in like a Ferris wheel cart or something, right? You open the door and your date is there, depending on who it is.
No, it's not even that. Yeah. It's like he didn't even get out the hotel room. He opened the hotel room door.
Yeah, he's just right here. You open the hotel room and they're right there.
That's not a bad.
I just saw the tweet and it's like I spent like 40 hours in the game trying to woo Tifa. And
that's not a bad draw. He's a great character. I would go on a date with Red 13.
He's an awesome character.
Such a good guy.
So on the way there, you kind of start getting into.
I got to see this clip now.
you start getting into Barrett's backstory.
Okay.
See if I can find it.
You walk up into.
Was his name Dine?
Yeah, he tells you about it before you go to the Golden Saucer, and of course, before you go there, you actually walk through his hometown. People are talking shit at him. Like, you walk in, and people immediately, oh, look who it is, and they're like pouring drinks on his head, and
they're bashing him,
bashing him nonstop.
What's his hometown
and
name?
He's just, off the cuff, I do not remember.
Trying to think
I'd have to look it up
if I remembered from that game,
because I cannot remember it for the life of me right now. But he just takes it, and he's just Yuffie stands up for him because she joined our party shortly after completing Costa del Sol, and she takes up for him and leave him alone, and he's like, nope, it's fine.
I deserve this. He beats himself up, right? Does he still have that in this game?
Yeah. So when you enter the saucer, or shortly after you enter the saucer, Barrett sees somebody in a cloak, and they also have a gun for an arm.
North Corel.
Corel, that's what it is. Yeah.
Somebody else fits the description.
So during your date, it winds up getting interrupted by a attack. Somebody has shot up and killed a bunch of Shinra soldiers that were at the saucer, and the person with the description is got a gun for an arm. So you go to try and find Barrett, because obviously he can't be the one that did this. You wind up in the underbelly of the saucer, which
the saucer belly.
Oh gosh, what did they call it? The something prison.
Was this in the PS1 game? Oh, they do lock you up.
Yeah, under the gold saucer. Remember?
Yeah, it's like a pre-rendered screen thing that they put you in on the PS1. Yep.
So you get
God, what a good fucking game.
Basically, blackmailed because they're going to keep your friends, but you have to go do a chocobo race and win the race in order to get money for the person that's in charge of the underbelly under there. Once you do that, you're basically free to go, and he tells you, "Oh yeah, we've got your gun-armed friend locked up in a shack over here. You'll have a guide to get out there." You start going out there, you wind up seeing Barrett and meet up with him, and they say, well, you tell him what's going on. He's like, yeah, I have a good idea of who it is. And Barrett goes to the shack, and you have the one-on-one with Dine versus Barrett. After that, Shinra shows up. And then you get the open area outside the saucer. And I've been running around there. There's a bunch of funky things and cactars and...
Run away. I'm guessing you can't take them out.
No, you can. They're just these... They're on here. They're these tiny little cactar, and they're hard as hell to hit, and... they can poison you.
Yeah, cactar are difficult, always. I was assuming you weren't competitive against them at this point in the game. It's always like late game you come back for them, right?
Oh, no. I've because I'm doing all the side missions and stuff, there's... once you do enough of the area research in this specific area, you go to fight a Tonberry, so that... Those are always
two
fun.
Super difficult ones.
And it's like a giant Tonberry, and he summons like little Tonberries that will just immediately take you out. And
you have to play this part, or it's an optional side.
You don't. No, that's all. That's optional side stuff. So
they usually are. They usually don't force those difficult ones on you.
And then I've progressed with the story. Of course, Kate Sith has followed us out of the saucer and is accompanying us. And now I am in Gongaga. I just got there yesterday and was playing for a while. There's a reactor outside of Gongaga that we were heading to. And we decided to stay in Gongaga for a little bit, and now there's something going on near the reactor. And in this game, there's several parts in which they split up your party, and so you may be only playing as certain characters for a certain time. So now, I just have the men. The men have gone out to see what's going on at the reactor. So I have Cloud, Barrett, Kate Sith, and Red 13. Running out into the jungle. So
are the manly men?
The manly men.
Tights?
The men of the party.
But
the ladies hung back.
I'm enjoying this game thoroughly so far. With, like I said, all the additional things they're doing. to enhance your interaction with the other characters, and
Brant, get your PSP.
the
you can play in the
nods,
bed or in the toilet.
the other nods to the original game. And yes, they've changed some stuff up, but I don't know. I'm loving this game. Even the open world, typical unlock the towers, go over here, collect this, go over
It's
here,
fun
do
in
that.
this universe.
It's not overly tedious to me. I'm enjoying doing it. But
Final
that's
Fantasy VII Rebirth.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like I said, freaking 43 hours into it.
Not 15.
Not 15.
Speaking of 43 hours, we made it for Lost Time with a good, lengthy show.
A
This was
lengthy
great
show, yes.
It's glad to be back, man.
Really big show.
I enjoy having a break every now and then, but I prefer talking games with my friends. So this has been a good time getting back to it. All right, you guys got anything else you want to add? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.